Surprise. Live in 2 seconds or less. Yeah. One of those, and I actually got the wrong video intro to start with and everything. So at least it wasn't the spooky story one. Remove intro. Let's put where? Oh, right there it is. Put that back. Set as intro. Okay, there we go. Now we'll have to give it a few minutes to see if anybody actually shows up for. Oh, Bubble Bibble is the first one in here. Hey, Bubble Bibble, how you doing today? Figure I'd do me a little afternoon bush show. Susie D, how are you doing today, Susie D? Hope you're doing good. And my bot's still not starting up. I have to reset it real quick. That way it keeps track of everybody's hours and whatnot. Surprise. Oh, Stream Element's coming in and it's spamming stuff it's not supposed to. I just want Stream Element to be in the background, and it seems like it always has to advertise. Hey, Larry, how you doing? Oh, boy. I'm getting tired of these 70-degree weather and then going down to the 40s and 30s, and then 70-degree weather. I don't know if you guys are in the same boat with that, or is everybody's weather about the same? Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, and windy. I don't mind the rain so much. I just don't like the big temperature swings, like drops 50 degrees. What do you know? All kinds of stuff. Yeah, notice the things going over on in the Middle East. Very interesting stuff. Yeah. Hello, Pat. Good to see you. Yeah. Air conditioner kicks on and then the heat kicks on at night. It's horrible stuff, isn't it? Oh, did you? Cool. Did you already upload it? I haven't even looked at videos. I've been so busy the last week or so. And then didn't have no power last night. The Sunday I didn't have no internet. I can't believe how that little bit of time puts me off of doing stuff. When the internet went off, I could actually make some gaming videos because I wasn't on a server or anything. Okay. I'm actually uploading at the same time I'm live, so Spectrum sent me a new modem and router and everything. So hopefully, sometimes when things are running good, I don't like messing with it, but they gave me an extra 100 megabyte download, but my modem that I'm using now can't reach that speed. So, yeah. But I'm in talks with somebody that it's going to be a very, very, very good interview. It's about uh, an herbalist, but she also talks about turning herbalists into a business and how much money can be made by making tinctures and stuff. And I've pondered it for a good while of doing it because I've always had people asking me for, you know, recipes and how much I would charge if I'd made this tincture or that tincture. And I tried to stay away from it, but there are now legal ways of selling the stuff that you won't get in trouble, so to speak. So I may be dabbling into that because I've already got the knowledge of a lot of the tinctures and salves and things like that. Are we that soon? It might be just the other side of Earth sees it, maybe type thing. I don't know. Um, let's see what Google says. March 29th eclipse. Um, yeah, a solar eclipse. And it's actually, yeah, there's no, wait, solar eclipse of March 29th. Yeah, it's only in it's up in Canada. So we won't see it here. Um, yeah, you may see a little bit of it in Maine and New York. That's about it. The majority of it's way up there higher. I don't know if I can trying to find a good image. All these images are so small. Yeah, that's not making much sense. Here, let me see about this one. If this one gets any bigger. Why did they make the images so small? I guess I can open it up and zoom into it. Let me bring it up real quick. Screen, and you'll see how small this is. Whoop! Yeah, see, you may be able to see it through here, just a fraction, but the most eclipse you're going to see is in this area right here. Maine and a little bit of New York will see it, partly, but the majority it's going to be up here in the upper part of Canada. Um, yeah, that's what it's looking like. But yeah, that's the 29th. There's a big one in April, though, a solar one. No, that was last year. Why did they put it yeah, never mind. Yeah, eastern, northern parts. And it'll be mainly the sunrise area too. So when the moon's over here, the sun will be coming up and you'll get more of a glow from it probably. The 29th is Saturday. Oh, I should have known that because 28th is when I doing the member giveaway. Yeah, it's mostly Greenland and Iceland. We'll see it. I wonder. Here, let's see. Upcoming, and hold on, I gotta go get my eggs real quick. Okay, I'm back. Upcoming eclipse. Let me see what pops up when we do that. Come on. We got the 29th, September 21st. I want to have a fill day with that one. Or no, that's my number. February 17th of next year. And August 12th of next year are the next upcoming eclipse. Yeah. Making chicken dinner for Pops. Ooh, what kind of chicken? Hey, Vester, how's it going? Yeah, let's see. The 29th, it's part of North America, Europe, Africa, Asia, South America, Atlantic Ocean, and Arctic Ocean. The 21st of September, another partial solar eclipse, February 17, 2026, an annular solar eclipse. And then the August 12th, 2026 is a total solar eclipse. Which I didn't know we were supposed to have anymore. Oh, that was interesting. A total solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes directly between the sun and the earth, completely blocking the sun, creating a period of darkness during the day. Now, I don't know the path of this one or anything like that, so it'd be something to look forward to, I guess. Chicken thighs baked with assorted vegetables in a glass Pyrex. Stitch? You mean the ditch? But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Total solar one. Yeah, they're just telling prevent buying this. Yeah, don't look at it. Oh. What was that other thing I was going to talk about? Oh, yeah, she has some really good, and like I said, I'm in talks with her right now about locking down a time period and everything. But she does these she has this one great tincture for, or not a tincture, but an oil for itching and stuff. And it's chickweed, of course. And I'll wait until, because I want to release, I don't know if I'm going to do a video on that, because depends how fast we get chickweed to pop up, because I have a bunch that grows back in the backyard. So soon as it pops up, I'm going to get enough to make a batch. And I do believe, yeah, you only need a couple ounces of dried chickweed and a couple other herbs. And it depends on the oil you use. You can use olive oil, you can use avocado oil, grapeseed oil, sunflower oil if you can get a hold of it. So good recipe on YouTube last night. It's called Chicken on Crack. Yeah, I've heard of that one. What's her name? Somebody used to make it. They put it on YouTube. They had a video on it. Forget who it was. That mac and cheese talk made me hungry. Not the mac and cheese. The banana split. It's the first time that I got the banana split there, and it's actually smaller than it used to be. It's still big. That was the first time that I couldn't eat it, and I didn't eat yesterday, and I ate that, which I should have never done, on an empty stomach, but I was fine. But I actually had to put it in the freezer because I got too full. I'm not, my body's got, my stomach is shrunk or something to where I can't eat a lot of food anymore. Talking about food again, yeah, you can blame it on Jeff or Eric. He brought up chicken, and he's cooking chicken. I went and, because right now pork ribs are the cheap meal to do. Every once in a while, I'll find ground beef that isn't too expensive. And I got I think it's 4 6s or 5 6s, or it might be more than that. You know, the Yellowstone, the show Yellowstone. Well, it's going to have a sister part of it. It's going to be the ranch that's in Texas, and they have their own spices and stuff that you can buy. And I can't remember how many 6s it is. It's a lot of 6s, as long as it's not just 3, but it's a lot of 6s. The ranch down in Texas. And I just get a family size thing of ribs and put it in a bag, and then put a bunch of spices in there and shake it up and just let it set. And then I eat 3 to 4 ribs a day, and it's a cheap meal. But the reason I like that, and they lowered the price by $4, by the way. You get, it's 2, 4, 6, 8 scoops of ice cream, not soft serve, ice cream. You get chocolate mocha ice cream. You get 2 scoops of that. You get 2 scoops of strawberry and 2 scoops of pineapple and 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream and 2.5 bananas. And then you get all the toppings that the strawberry preserve, which she cans her own strawberry preserves that she puts on the banana split. And then there's the pineapple, and then the hot fudge, and then it's topped with marshmallow cream, and then whipped cream and the nuts and the cherries and all that stuff. So it is good. The next time I go, if it's not too busy, because there was, and it's probably about an 8 foot. No, it might be 12 or 10 foot wide, and about 8 foot wide is the waiting area. And there were people waiting out the door to get their food and ice cream and stuff. So yeah. Probably not the best thing for me to eat, but my sugar and all my stats are way down. One banana split isn't going to hurt me. My son had a strawberry sundae, and it was probably that big in a big large cup, and they fill it up and then put a whole bunch of strawberry stuff up in there. Yeah, my son didn't my son doesn't do whipped cream either. He just had the strawberry stuff and chopped nuts. Let's see here. They're still waiting for the shoe to break with the. I was going to make a short on this. Ukraine had gotten must have been like an all-terrain type vehicle or something, and it was loaded up with things that go boom, and they were going to drive it into someplace over in Russia, and there to make sure that it didn't get any further, somebody from on the Russia side, which they were already in Russia, so shot it with a shell, artillery shell. It hit straight forward in where the motor and everything was. Crazy. It hit this big diesel rig thing and exploded the motor, and all the explosives in the back were untouched. Have you seen the last 2 videos? Yeah, I didn't make much sense of it other than just ambulances and popo going. I was waiting for his normal road rage. I was like, I hope he's not going to chase down the cop cars. Tell them to slow down or something. But yeah, hopefully it's just nothing happened down there. Hey, Lewis, how's it going? How are you doing today? Yeah, I watched both parts Most of the time, I hold my breath when uh, one of one's videos go up. I'm like, uh oh. You did not see the one where the white vehicle. Oh yeah, I seen that. That's an old one. The minivan or whatever it was. I'm kind of curious beforehand because it looked like there. I don't know if he cut off the beginning part of that or something because it looks like there was altercations before that. So I don't know. Hey Chris, how you doing? Yeah, I again with the lady, I don't want to give out who she is or anything right now because, well, you know. um, but you know, thinking about it, doing a little startup to try to make some extra money of putting out some tinctures and stuff. I should have a video coming out for the second part of my rose hip tincture. Um, that'll be just for my personal use type of thing. Busy eating. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to have. I'm probably, if the hamburger's thawed out in time, I'll probably have a couple hamburger patties. Yeah, I need to do the same thing. With all this wind and stuff, I've got the yard that everybody's trash goes to, evidently. Um, I'll end up picking up so much trash in my yard from things that I never eat, or, you know, dog food bags and stuff like that. Pintos, potatoes, mac and cheese, cornbread. Uh, that is a milk fit for or a mill fit for a king. Chicken enchiladas. Ooh, that sounds good. Making cheesesteak pizza. Oh man, you guys gonna make me want to go and fix something to eat. I did get something from the Amish. They get it. It was full. It's I forget what kind of meat that is. It doesn't say on there anymore. Um, Lebanon bologna, which is probably my favorite. I don't know if you guys can make that out. Come on, camera, focus. I gotta block my face out so it doesn't focus on that. You can kind of make it out. I just got all the cats over here. I went and got some eggs. Um, And then the Amish ladies stopped me and started talking. And then they gave me a, a cup of cheese and bologna on the way out. So has hiccups. Yeah, they still don't. They still haven't programmed the hillbilly voice commands yet, Jeff. You have to keep getting on them. Tell them you need to right under English. There should be hillbilly. Hey, 101, how's it going? Are you off work already? Hi, kitty, kitty. Say hi. Look over there and say hi. I need to make another live and say we're not going to talk about food and see how long it takes. Untangling wind chimes after. Oh, I thought you meant just the wind. Oh, the wind is horrible. It'll be nice and 70 degrees out, and then the wind starts coming up, and I'll say, oh, you know what that means? It's going to be cold tomorrow. Oh, boy. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, so I have to figure out because technically my website, I can actually sell stuff on my website. I have a storefront built into it, so technically I can sell stuff, but I'd want to get at least 5 to 8 tinctures ahead of time, or salves or oils, whatever the case may be, instead of just making one batch of this and one batch of that. So probably since I have a good bit of rose hip, I'd probably make some of those. And that's the thing. I have to think of some tinctures that are uncommon. I'll put it that way. Was it a event, or was it just a call-in type thing? Did it actually happen? Yeah, that's a good idea. Because comfrey isn't too bad. The salve stuff, it gets expensive for the little containers and stuff, and depending on the oils you have to use, could get expensive. So was it an actual thing, or was it just a false report type thing? Oh,
Hey, Tuesday, Peter.
Hey, Jeff. Good to see you.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, not much. Not much.
Afternoon, Bush.
How are you doing? Yeah,
I am doing.
I remember doing when I named it the Morning Bush Show, and then I had started getting some weird people showing up in live.
I wonder who that was.
So I was like, well, maybe a little bit better if I get the afternoon bush, maybe.
I
Okay.
can. Here we go.
Guy, someone at the hospital ended up being a workplace. Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hang tight. Hang tight.
A
101.
postal type thing.
I hope 101 don't think I'm gonna let this slide by. I was looking at a video he had done about a vehicle that cut him off. He says at the last 10 seconds of that video, it looked like he was trying to help him in that parking lot. Now, that's the kind of driving I do down here. I know I ain't been giving him no lessons. He'll be coming up in a minute.
Well, a lot of times I'll be like, after something happens, I don't do the rage thing or anything like that, but I'm like, dang it, I could have had a new car. But my reflexes stop me from doing that. You know.
Yeah.
It's like if I continue driving like a normal person, they would have hit me. But I see it ahead of time and I'll slow down and I'm like, darn it, could have got a new vehicle.
Well, at one time, I almost bought me a brand new Jaguar. Thank God the brakes was working on that dump truck.
Oh man, that's the thing that gets me is the people that get mad because a big 18-wheeler or a dump truck cuts them off and they go in front of them and slam on the brakes.
Yeah.
Why do you do that? Do you not know that their brakes aren't as good as your brakes?
Even though a dump truck has 10 brakes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they still ain't as good as a car or a pickup truck.
Yeah.
You can't stop on down.
Because most of them are the air brakes too, aren't they?
Yeah. But now your dump trucks, I don't know about track trailers, but the dump truck has something like a 3-second delay.
Yeah.
Once you mash that brake, it takes 3 seconds for them to grab hold.
Yeah, and that's if it's up to pressure. In them air brakes. I've seen some of them where they have to pump them up and then stop.
You know, I mean, you're right about one thing. People are stupid when it comes to driving.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I said it. But yes, they're trying to get insurance money is what they're trying to get. Don't they know if they can't walk, if they paralyzed, or if they did, what good that money's going to do them?
I was going to say, or if they're a pancake underneath of a dump truck.
I mean, it's got good. You got good scenery and you got bad scenery in trucks like that.
I had an idea. I want to take a Jaguar and put 4-wheel drive system in mud bogging. That'd be an interesting look for a vehicle.
I've never seen nobody do that. Not on a Jag. I'm going to have to send you a picture. It is a Volkswagen pickup truck. And when I seen that picture, 101 immediately came to mind.
You mean like the van that's been cut off?
Nope. It's
the actual slug bug version. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Where's the motor? Where's the motor at?
It's got to be up in the front.
You're sitting on it.
Unless they
I
have
mean-
like a little section and then the truck part or the
Yes.
bed part.
From the way I saw it, from the back, it's like an El Camino. From the back seat back was the pickup truck. Okay. Now,
Huh.
it looked so good. It looked like it come from a factory that way. But you get to looking at the bed of it. It is a Ford step side bed. And I sent it to somebody up on here. I can't remember who it was now. But if I can go back and find it, I'll try to send it to you.
Okay.
That way you can show 101. Here's your Tonka toy.
One of the best vehicles, well, other than my Monte Carlo, because I can't put my Monte Carlo down, but was a '68 El Camino. This was in Phoenix, so it was doctored up. The back tailgate had a naked female on the back, and it had hydraulics on it because it was a lowrider.
Okay.
And I played with the hydraulics like crazy, and that was so much fun. I get people to get in the back, the bed of the Camino.
Oh no!
This in the back.
As a guy, I'm not even going to ask what type of people.
Well, see that it out in that time period, there was cruising. In Phoenix, you cruised Central, which was I think about 14 miles long, up 14 miles up and 14 miles back. Central goes a long way, and then there's Metro. There may have been a couple cheerleaders in the back. And there was Metro, which was just a circle, which was, I think the circle was about 4 miles long altogether.
Okay.
And that's all you did is cruise around. I'm sure everybody knows what I talk about when cruising and stuff, but nowadays they don't do that kind of stuff. They stay in a house and drive Grand Theft Auto in a circle and stuff.
Well, now let me say this right here. Me and the wife noticed it years ago. Every time teenagers get out to have a good time, okay? And I'm not talking about no violence or nothing like that. The cops will shut them down, period. Don't care. Yeah, a skateboard, if a bunch of them are gathered at a playground skateboarding, they shut them down. If there's 5 or more just standing around talking, they shut them down. I mean, where can a teenager go nowadays? Period.
Well, see, that's the thing. They start about 2010. They started a little bit before 2010. They started having skate parks, and they started getting very popular.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bad element came in. Instead of doing a community service, it could be off-duty sheriff, off-duty city police or something, patrol that area.
Right.
So the bad element doesn't come in, and kids that want to go out and have fun and not have to deal with the bad stuff. But again, like you said, they'll go in there and they'll house everybody, to where everybody leaves and nobody wants to go back there because they don't want to get in trouble.
Well, now, Pop, he used to run a restaurant, and I'll say it, Eli Whitney area. Okay. Before Pop got that restaurant, I helped build a skate park up in there. That was back in my younger days. And yeah, I rode a skateboard myself.
The ones
And
with the wooden wheels.
Yeah. Not the stone wheels either. But I mean, we had fun. And at the YMCA up there, I'm not going to say what town that was in, they built one of the highest water slides up there. And yeah, I helped build that one. But my problem is I was kind of scared of heights a little bit. But I swallowed my pride. And I went down it before it ever opened up.
Oh.
Dude, that was awesome.
It had water going down it though, didn't it?
Oh, you're supposed to have water going down it?
If not, you're gonna burn the bottoms off of your britches.
Who had britches on? Yeah, it had water. It had matter of fact, there wasn't no dry spots nowhere. And you know what I'm talking about when I say dry spots.
Yeah. Squeaky spots.
And yes, 101. I used to be able to be a bed. That ain't coming out right. I was at one time a pretty good skateboarder.
I actually seen before he got real popular, Tony Hawk.
Okay.
Oh man, I just lost his name.
101, why don't you come up here so I can harass you face to face?
Oh, dang it. What is his name? Almost has a girl's name. He had long blonde hair. He was a little bit older than me. And this is when, oh man, I'm dating myself. This is when downhill was a thing.
Okay.
And this is before they got to the rubberized tire or wheels for skateboards. They were them hard plastic things that when you went like this, they went.
Yeah.
Oh. And those rubber, oh man, those things changed everything. Oh,
Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I don't even know if he used the plastic wheels because when he was young, he was he was a dick. Let's put it that way. Only way to say it. But he was good. You know, he would get some air. And this is when I was down in Florida. I met him in Pomona. There when there was a drought down there, they would drain swimming pools. I still don't understand why they would drain them, but they drained some of the swimming pools, and we started skating in those, and there would be probably 50 people that would show up at a pool when we found out it was being drained, and I wouldn't like. I could go up and down and do nose grinds and little kick flips and stuff like that, but I wouldn't like the rest of them. These guys were really good.
Dude, I forgot you was on last night. The time I remembered, it was about 5 minutes left.
Oh, yeah, I went early last night because I had an appointment right after that I had to talk to a guest that's going to come. Possibly, we're still talking about it. An actual herbalist, really good one too. And she does seminars on turning herbalism into business.
Really?
So that it is a big thing right now. And if you get established in it, you'll have customers coming back every month because the bottles, they usually last a month, of the tinctures and stuff.
Well, now, how hard is it to get established in something like that?
Well, you have to have a platform.
Okay.
And it's tricky, depending on your channel. So, yeah, because I always do the warning when I talk anything medical and stuff. But I'm really considering it, but I'd have to save up money for it because you have to make labels and all that stuff. And
You got a printer?
It's technically cheaper to do because I can do the graphics myself and just source out having the labels made, because printer ink is more expensive than the printers.
Yeah, I'm not even going there with that, and I highly agree with you.
What I used to do, I used to go to the store and buy a printer, and when it ran out, I throw it in the trash and go buy another one because it was cheaper to buy a new one than buy the ink, because it's just not color ink. You have to buy color and black ink.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with you. I got one now. They say it don't take ink, but it's got to. I cannot figure out how to break that thing down and put it back together and find the ink cartridges in it.
Yeah, some of them are a pain. I've got one that's got a scanner on it, and my ink just went out, and I'm like, I just bought some ink. I think the stuff dries out if you don't use it all the time.
Well, the ink that I don't know if you can still get it or not, that you could put in was a syringe.
Oh yeah.
I tried that when it first come out. I won't have another one.
Yeah, because it leaks.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah.
But mine is a printer, copier, and a fax machine.
Well, it's
that's what I got, Ziggy.
The fax machine is technically it's your computer. Unless it is a actual fax machine that hooks up to a telephone.
Well, I can hook it up to a telephone. Okay.
Okay. So it is that's an older one.
And the bad thing about it, in order to use each one, you got to go into settings and program which one you want to use. Dude, I don't know how to program one.
Yeah, I'm already done with the storms already, because we've had so many storms, and it's the wind ones. My soffits on one side are almost all the way gone. I've got some missing over here. My spouting ripped off, shredded off, and it's gone from I think two windstorms ago. That's why I got a kick out of people down in Oklahoma saying, "Oh, the windstorms are horrible. The wind is actually getting up to 50 miles an hour." And I'm like, they were talking about gusts, and I'm like, ours in Ohio was 80 miles, and the gusts were higher than that.
Yeah. I think at 50 miles an hour, I call that kite flying weather.
Yeah.
You know, but you better have a homemade kite. These store-bought kites, you won't even get out the door.
Oh, yeah. Can you even buy a kite anymore, though, at the store?
How many people in YouTube land still know how to make a homemade kite? That's what I want to know.
You mean the triangle one?
The triangle one, the box kite, or whatever. Any kite.
Yeah.
Man, I had a tree in the front yard that ate up kites. Like Charlie Brown's did.
I wonder why.
Well, I'd be lucky if I got a kite. I'd be lucky to have it 10 minutes before a tree ate it.
Yeah, I remember my grandpa made me a kite. He actually used one of his sheets and some real thin twigs that he was using. That thing did pretty good, and we used fishing line.
Oh.
So you couldn't see it. You could see, and he kept trying to get that thing to get up there in the sky, and it was going good. Tree ate it. He was, I could tell he was mad. His because he had a bald head. It was red. His skin was red. So and I know he's pissed, and he's stomping away because the tree was right out next to the pond, and he goes in the house and walks over. He gets his double barrel friend and goes up to the tree and bam, shredded that thing. And he says, "We're not flying kites anymore."
So me and Charlie Brown's not the only one that has a kite eating tree.
No. Well, we were out there for hours trying to get this thing to go, and it was just not enough wind, or the kite was just a little bit too heavy or something. But
yeah,
he's pulling on that thing, and it did that
loop-de-loop.
And boom, right into the tree.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the best kite I've ever had, my mama taught me how to make it. Do you remember the paper grocery bags you used to get?
Yeah.
That's what I made it out of. Dude, a good gust of wind come up and it pulled me, I know, a couple of feet.
Hey, Josh.
Dig deeper. But, yeah, that didn't last long. The tree got it too. We lived in a city at that time. So.
Yeah, I remember Albuquerque was probably the best kite flying area. We'd go out to the park, and you'd have to watch out for other people flying kites. That's the thing. It was, if it was nice and windy out, it was kite time. And you go to the park and there'd be at least 50 people flying kites. And then you would get the tangle up where they can go wrap around, and then and everybody over there and untangling and stuff.
Well,
But
what
the,
always amazed me in kite flying weather, you see these kites with two separate strings on it.
yeah,
Yeah,
the pulley things. Yeah.
yeah. Dude, I was lucky to get a one string kite up off the ground, much less try it with two.
Well, see, in California, uh, you would get these. Hey there, what?
What's up, gentlemen?
You would
Hello,
get these
sir.
kites that you would get going, and do you know what sand surfing is? It's just a little board that you sling it
Out in the desert.
when the wave goes out. You sling it and you run and surf the sand basically.
Yeah.
You would do that, and then you get that kite going, and you toss that board down and get on it, and that thing would pull you all the way down the coast.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you hit that dry spot sometimes, and you go woof, and that kite would drag you down.
You eat dirt, in other
Well,
words.
sand. Yeah.
Uh,
Shoot, as windy as it is here today, it would have been a good day to do that.
I'll bet it's last few days it's been windy.
that's something. I don't know. I reckon our generation, yeah, in the morning time when our feet hit the floor, we was out the door and we didn't come
Oh
back
yeah.
home till, you know the story.
Yeah.
Nowadays, how many kids do you see playing outside anymore? Really?
Yeah. It's um
They talking about over obese youngins put their tails outside like we did.
well, see, that's the thing that gets me. They said we're too protective, and to me, I was overprotective. If my kids was going over to somebody's house, I had to know who they were,
Yep.
their phone number, and I had to have them call me to say if it was okay.
Right.
And people would say, "Oh, you're way over too protective of your kids," and I said, "Well, I'd rather be overprotective than the alternative."
Well, to get it straight, the way the world has got nowadays, I can understand why parents really don't let their kids go outside and play or anything like that.
Yeah.
But in a community, come on, people, you know how to take care of that.
Well, see, that's the thing is you
Yeah.
really don't have that anymore. I
Dude,
mean, who has neighbors that,
look out for the young.
well, say you got put in a hospital or something and your kids are home. Would you trust the neighbors coming over and taking care of your kids?
Again,
My
it goes
neighbors, no.
back to what you were saying. I got to know the neighbors, plain
Yeah.
and simple.
I mean, well, I mean the neighbors you have now. Would you?
One, I would. That's across the road from me.
Yeah.
Now, the two beside of me, I really don't know them. One, they just moved
Well, the one,
in. It ain't been a month ago.
yeah. The other one, how long have you known them?
Practically the whole time I've been here.
Yeah, that's usually.
I mean,
And
he
then
was
there are some that you know a long time, but you don't
you
want
still
to.
wouldn't, right. You still wouldn't trust.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Well, when I was with my grandpa, from time to time, uh, when it was morning time, chores were done.
Yep.
I had to go what my job was to bring water in, and a bucket of coal, which they're a good size metal bucket for the coal. And I'd have to go out there, and we left a pickaxe out there. And this, people who know about coal back in the day, that's what they heated with. And you'd have to go out and bust it in chunks, some smaller ones and some bigger ones for longer burns and whatnot. And I had to bring that in, and I had to go feed the chickens, and depending on the time, if need be, we would go out and work in the garden until noon. But after that, my grandpa never seen me unless we were going fishing or hunting or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was up in the hills and the mountains, just having a good old time, all by myself, nobody else. I would spend the whole day doing that.
Well, you know, back in the day, neighbors help raise kids. You know, that goes back. It takes a neighborhood to raise a kid.
Yeah.
Well, trust me, and this is fact, not hearsay. If your neighbor had to give you a whooping or popping or something like that because you done something wrong or you back talked them or whatever, trust me, you do not want to be home when that neighbor tells your parent.
Because you get it again.
Oh, and worse.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's just the way it was. Young as back then respected the adults.
Oh yeah.
Even if you didn't, you acted like you did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. No, ma'am.
And
Thank
you
you.
best say ma'am.
Yeah. Well, especially down south, it's still pretty much like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Up here, you hardly see that. You know, if somebody opens the door for you, and it's like they just go in and don't say anything.
Now, you just touched on something. Up there, you mean to tell me that the guys will not open the door for a girl up there?
Depending on the age.
Okay.
I'm still at the thing where I see my daughters opening their own doors and stuff, and they've got an earful from me from it. And I'm just saying, if anything, it shows a lot of respect if a man, and that's how I put it, if a man will opens the door for you. I said there's times to where, you know, you guys are getting in and you both get in at the same time, or, you know, you go into the restaurant and she's ahead of you and she opens the door for you. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're walking up and you're going to the door at the same time, the man opens the door for the woman and lets her go through. It's just, you know, it's respect for a woman, and we've lost that a long time ago. I know nowadays, you know, the whole click a button and doors unlocked and everything, but back in our day, we had to go up and use a key to open the door, and we would open the door for the girl.
Well, now, about like Susie D said, coming up, you know, when my youngins were coming up, if you wanted to find your youngin, just come up to the house. Because our house was the neighborhood house.
or
That's
look for the house with all the bikes parked out in
yeah.
front.
We had, oh Lord, bicycles, yeah, the whole 9 yards, motorbikes, go karts, everything was right there in the in front. You know, we but me and the wife and her mama, we'd all give them something to drink, or we would, yeah, feed them. You know, like that. Once in a while, did they stay at the house? You know, and the little community that we lived in, what, maybe about 40 people total. Practically everybody in that neighborhood got robbed but me and the wife.
Oh,
I bet they knew better.
Well, it wasn't that. It was we treated the neighborhood kids like our own kids,
yeah.
you know, plain and simple. And there was one boy that my son running around with. We took him to a restaurant. He leans over and says, I've never been to a restaurant. And this boy's about, what, 12, 13 years old. He didn't know how to order. And I asked him, I said, what do you like to eat? I don't know. Mama always picks it out for me. And I said, Mama ain't here. What do you want? And he watching the food go by. He said, I want one of them. I said, all right. I said, that's what we'll do. When the waitress gets here, you tell her what you want. It took him about 10 minutes to order it. Because,
All the different stuff.
well, that too, but the waitress, how you want this cooked? What type of sides do you want with it? What, you know, like,
Yeah, back when they asked you how you wanted it cooked.
yeah. And I mean, you know, but after that, that was it. We mentioned going to a restaurant. He was the first one to call. And now he's got his own business going. So I can't say what it is or nothing.
Yeah.
He's out of state.
Yeah. When my boys were in football, well, even when it wasn't football season, the weekends, everybody came over here. And there, probably about 2 months before football season, they were all over here in my garage working out.
Yeah.
Half the football team would show up and start lifting weights here because they didn't open the gym for the high school for another month. So everybody was already getting started. And we had some cranky neighbors that would complain about the music and stuff. And I was like, as long as you guys are behaving and stuff out there, I don't mind. And they were, you know, normal cut up and stuff like that. But as long as the music didn't go over the TV, I said, that's fine, because it's in the daytime. And neighbors would come over, and surprisingly, one time neighbor come over and was in, he still walked away and everything, which I was surprised, because he told me if he hears my son playing that boom boom music again, he's going to break his neck. How I stayed from not doing harm to that person, I have no idea, because I wasn't as calm as I am nowadays, but I overlooked it. I just told him, these are high school kids getting ready for football season, and they playing the music to get, you know, it's lifting weights, and it wasn't really loud stuff. And I told him not to play, music that had way too much curse words in it because the neighbors would complain about it. And there are other kids around here didn't want that stuff. And they said, that's fine. And most of the time, like I said, that music wasn't very loud.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. I'm not going to get into what it was over. But for the first time, I can honestly say I didn't do it. But my principal wanted to talk to my mother at school. He done expelled. That's the rest of the school year. I think that's what it is. I got expelled for something I did not do. He wanted to talk to Mama. Mama literally ran that principal around his desk, going to check him if he caught him. I'm sitting there, the first time I ever seen Mama go off on somebody like that. I'm sitting there. If I had a bag of popcorn, I would have ate it, watching. And the principal said, I need to speak to your husband. I need to speak to your husband. Mama told him, you stand a better chance with me than him. But anyway, I got a 3-week expelled because it was 3 weeks till school ended.
Yeah, I'm sure you remember this, but you remember the when they used to give you a paddling when you were bad in school?
Man, how well do I remember them days?
I remember multiple different paddles from different schools that I've been into, and I'm like, I could rate them from bad to worse.
Yeah. Got a few in my day.
The worst one I can recall, the teacher, she had rubber grip put on her paddle handle. It had holes drilled in the paddle.
Yeah.
This woman weighed about 350 pounds plus.
Oh boy. She put her weight in it.
Oh my God, yes.
Poor Jeff gets shot across the room.
No, but my feet came up off the floor quite a few times. And the worst phrase I ever used is after the third lick, I turned around and told her, I said, mosquitoes are biting a little bit light this afternoon. That was a mistake. It brought tears to my eyes. But the best one I can remember, the same teacher, the second lick, when she hit me, the paddle broke in half. My rear end wore out good.
Yeah, the worst one I seen, it had the holes drilled in it, and they weren't little holes; they were about yay big,
About inch holes.
And it was 2 paddles put together, and they had springs in the middle of it. So whenever it come down, it go. So one swipe, he was getting hit for about 3 or 4 hits.
Well, I think back in the day, a teacher was only allowed to give like 5 licks. Okay. But with a paddle like that, if she gave you 5, would you get 10 or 15?
Oh,
Right.
Quite a few. And then there were some that I went to school and you did this, and I'm like, okay, get ready, and smack, and I'm like,
where's the paddling?
Oh, this ain't too bad at all. Yeah, there were some that was afraid to use the paddle, and there were some that went overboard.
Yeah. Worst one I got was I'm gonna say the teacher misjudged it, and I got it at the small of my back.
Oh,
Now that was pain. I stayed in pain for a week over that.
I bet.
But that was the principal at Turpentine School. He made me bend over a chair for that one. So, but anywho, them days are gone, thank God.
Yeah. Well, maybe not, but well, I mean, getting hit in the back, but no, I mean, you know, when you get in trouble, you get paddled. Nowadays,
What's
it's
paddles now?
uh, the in-school detention is in the library playing video games or on the computer and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, where's the punishment? It's like they get to get away from their class and go play a computer game or something.
Shit, that's when I took a nap.
Yeah.
But
I'm not saying it was a good thing or a bad thing, but look at the difference in the kids. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah,
like you said, I'm gonna leave it alone.
One of the things that I found real interesting is Biden, when Biden was president, he was all for the electric car, and you know, you had these people in California protesting and blocking roads to get people to buy electric cars and all this stuff. Trump becomes president, and those same people that are protesting for us to use electric cars are now burning up the electric cars.
Well, you know, I'm gonna put it like this right here. When we went to school, we knew what bathroom to use. We knew how to add and subtract, and we knew what state Kansas was in.
And how to write in cursive.
Yeah, did that too.
Now sometimes I'll be writing something down, and I'll like, wait a minute, how did you do the Z in cursive? Because how often do you use cursive? I have to admit that we don't use it much anymore, especially now everything's on a phone and a keyboard and everything like that. But it's still that it's nice to have that knowledge.
Well, I saw two separate posts. One of them said, if you want to mess this generation up, put a clutch in the car and write the instructions in cursive. Another one was, you truly want to mess this generation up, put a paddle on the emergency brake.
Yeah,
4 paddles down there.
Yeah, nobody knows how to read a clock.
Yeah, you right there.
Yeah.
Well, I got a clock in the living room right now. I guarantee you it's right at least twice a day.
Well, that's we were talking about that earlier today, and my son said, "Oh, you finally fixed your clock." And I said, "Yeah, it's daylight savings fixed it for me." Because in the fall I never fix it, and then spring comes around and it fixes itself. So I said it'll fix itself eventually.
I got a vehicle like that, not because it's like that, it's because I don't know how to set the clock in it.
Yeah, I remember. You remember when the kids came home and they had the round little things, and they had to draw the
numbers on the face, clock.
Yeah, and what is 3:30, and they would have to draw the hands, the small hand on the 3 and the big hand on the 6.
Believe it or not, I used to do my daughter like it before she ever got in school.
Yeah.
And I messed her up and I said, now show me 20 after 4. She looks at me like, huh? And I had to sit there and do like the 5, 10, 15 after and like that. But she could tell time. She could write cursive. She could tie her own shoe. Matter of fact, she could even dress herself time she was 3 years old.
And see that those first years are really important for the brain growth. If you limit just all the basic stuff, you know, ABCs and count to 100 and do just the basic stuff, you know, colors and stuff, and not start them out on mathematics and cursive and how to tell time and how to count money and stuff like that.
We've done that.
That's slow teaching of things. That's will help develop their brains even more, so they'll be more intelligent as they get older.
Oh yeah.
Bushcraft or what? Either or. When y'all went to work and y'all had to, let's say, be a cashier, 10 minutes or whatever, what was one of the very first questions your manager asked you?
Do you know how to make change?
Yep. Do you know how to count money?
Yeah.
Yeah, I count all day long from cash register right in my pocket. She said no. And I mean, you know, nowadays they don't even do that no more.
You don't have to.
Go up there. The cash register tells you how much to give back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went through a line the other day and gave actual money and she read the thing on the screen and it was $1 off. And I said, wait a minute, you shorted me $1. And she looked at it and says, no, it says this much. And I says that doesn't match the amount that I paid and what I should get back. And she said, what do you mean? And I said, and I had to do basic math.
Damn.
And she couldn't figure it out. And I wasn't trying to make her feel bad or anything. So she ended up getting the manager. The manager couldn't figure it out. I'm
Oh my God.
I'm sitting there putting the money out here and I'm saying, look at this amount here and this amount. If you add those together, you're $1 short. And then they finally caught it. And they like, this doesn't make sense. Why did the cash register not count that out right? I said, I don't know. I've never seen it, but you were $1 off.
Well, now there's two things I'd love to see, and I still do it today. Cash register come up, you owe such and such this. Give them a greenback and a little bit of change and go over.
Oh, we don't take that.
Yeah. Now, get a $2 bill or a gold dollar or a silver dollar. Somebody's going to jail.
Yeah.
Counterfeit.
Yeah. I even had a cop come to a store one time and he swore up and down that $2 bill was counterfeit.
Hey, B.
Hello, Miss B. Yeah.
I got some $2 bills today, so.
Yeah, them $2 bills, you get a hold of the right one is you could retire on.
Yeah. What is it? A silver one, I think they call it. The silver ones.
The silver $2 bill.
Yeah, the silver, the emblem, the green thing is silver.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've not seen one.
Oh,
Silver,
yeah,
silver notes.
yeah, silver note. Those ones are supposed to be worth something.
Mm. I like to see a $2 bill. Period. I like to see $2. Period.
You can't
Silver.
change. We got plenty of pennies.
So there was a period after the Civil War. I think it was in 1883, or right after the Civil War, when they passed the legislature and gave the term greenbacks. That was the first time the term greenbacks was used,
Yeah.
when they had an official national currency, and they produced $500 and $1,000 U.S. greenbacks.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, I remember seeing one. Let me put it like that.
You remember it back then?
My
You
uncle
ought
had
to.
one. My uncle had a $500 bill. And he had a whole fistful of the original $2 bills when they first came out.
I don't think it was ever a greenback, but at one time there was a $3 gold and silver coin, U.S. coin, U.S. mint.
$3 bill.
I got a
How do you always say funny as a $3 bill? Well, they had a $3 coin.
I got a $3 bill with Bill Clinton's face on it.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The most valuable $2 bill is the 1890 Treasury note.
Definitely don't have one of those. I've
Yeah.
got quite a few of them, but none that old.
What year is this?
1890.
1890.
I didn't know they had them back then, but I guess they did.
Yeah.
There's some for 1869, 1880, 1862, 1874. Those are all real expensive ones.
Yeah.
What didn't they have some that come out back in the teens or early 20s?
2003.
No.
There's it's worth
Might have some
$2,400.
2003s.
Oh, actually, it resold for 4,000, so it was worth 4,000. It's printed in 2003.
You won't take but one.
I don't know how many.
There's a 1995 that's worth $700.
At one time, when the $2 bills were coming around, I bet you we had about $200 or $300 worth of them.
Oh, that's a star note. Yeah.
I've got it. I think I've got every year. I think from like 91 or 92 all the way up to 2007. That's one of the things that my grandma, she used to give all us grandkids on Christmas. She'd give us cash and $2 bills.
Do y'all have the gold or silver dollar ones?
Presidential ones?
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, some of those and some of the Sacagawea ones that they did. I think it was like in 99 or 2000. I got some of them.
Some of the Sacagaweas, you'll have to have a magnifying glass on kind of they were double printed. They way up there in price.
Yeah, I used to order proof sets of when the coins first came out.
Uncirculated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's and a lot of times those are gambles because they just don't go up in value very much.
Just like baseball cards.
Well, no, there's baseball cards. If there's a famous person, rookie card, it's almost guaranteed they'll go up. But for coins, unless there's an error on it or something like that, or a misprint of some sort,
Yeah.
a lot of times you don't you'll order them ahead of time when the next year comes out. You order a proof set of the 50 cent, the quarter, dime, nickel, penny. Well,
Yep.
not pennies anymore, but and then you'll have it for that year. Determining if how many they run and stuff determines how valuable they are. And they don't say how many they're running.
Yeah.
So
Certain years are more valuable. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know ahead of time because that's supposed to be guarded.
You can get the paper bills like that, like uncut, like whatever denomination.
The sheets too.
Yeah, the sheets, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, the 1909 S VDB penny, last I heard, $3 million. It's way up there.
Yeah, I know there's a penny that's worth $1 million, but I ain't seen it for a while, so it might be worth that much now.
Need to have some of mine looked at.
Well, I did not know the 1943 pennies. They got a few that was copper back then.
Oh, you mean the steel one?
No, not the steel one.
Oh, okay. I know there's a steel one, but I can't remember
some
what
of the steel ones.
I can't remember what year that was.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
It looks silver just like a dime.
Yeah, I got 2 of those. But the 1943 copper pennies, man, I'd love to have one. I'd retire. Me and the wife both retire off of that.
Yeah, I got a $20 bill the other day. And it was from 82 or something. And I'm like, let me go check and see how much this is before I go spend it. And on eBay, it was worth about $24. And I'm like, it's not even worth bothering with it. So I went and spent it.
I got a 1940s some $10 bill. The guy, when I was working at a little service station, the woman wouldn't take it because she swore up and down it was counterfeit. And she told me to go look at it. I went and talked to the boy, and he said he's just trying to get enough gas to get home on. And I gave him a tank full of gas for that $10 bill. I sat on that $10 bill for about a year or so and finally took it and had it checked out. That $10 bill at that time, which was over 13 years ago, was about $600. That $10 bill does not have a crease in it, has never been ironed. That's what made it so valuable. It was practically an uncirculated bill.
Yeah, I got a bunch of buffalo nickels.
You know, a three-legged buffalo is worth more than a four-legged buffalo?
Allegedly.
Now, these things right here, which me leaving them out is not no good, but
Pokemon cards.
Yeah, if you look at this card, if this was an original first run card, that would be a couple $100,000 in my hand right now. And believe it or not, we went to Goodwill.
Oh no!
And I bought a binder because it was my son's birthday anyway. And I said, well, that'll be your birthday present. And paid $23 for a binder full of Pokemon cards, first edition. And it's got one of those. It's not in the best shape or anything. If he probably went to sell it, it'd probably be worth about $400. But nowadays you have to get things graded and all that crap. But
Yeah.
And it costs.
you go to the store now at Walmart, you can't find a Pokemon card there because they're instantly bought up. Have you seen the videos of when they release the booster packs of Pokemon cards?
Oh yeah.
These people go in there and get handfuls and cases of them, and they actually have to call the police to come in and make sure people don't, delete each other. Because they start fights and it's crazy. It reminds me of
Black Friday.
Paget, the little baby dolls,
Cabbage Patch Kids.
Cabbage Patch. I keep wanting to say Garbage Patch ones.
That's
Close
about.
Yeah, I remember those cards too.
Yep. Cabbage Patch, Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Called. Both of them.
yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits.
Yeah, I didn't want to go on this late because it's kind of, I think it's going into other people's time for Thursday.
I was fixing to say you a couple of days late there.
It'd be okay.
Thank God it's Thursday.
Well, I can't say thank God it's Friday anymore. I mean, everything is just another day.
No, it's more like thank God I made it to Friday.
Yeah.
I'll
Can't
give
take
it to
that
I'll
from
give
me.
that to you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna call it quits. Bushcraft, Watt Life. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna send everybody over to Gillen Farms. They're live right now. Yeah, they've been live for about 30 minutes. And do that, and I'll be back here tomorrow.
Friday.
And I think 101 has scheduled he's going live tomorrow.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Thank you, Watt.
So we'll have to see if he sticks to it. So yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks everybody for hanging out.
Good night, everybody.
For the afternoon bush.
Have a good day.
Ciao.
Arrivederci.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah. Thank you. You too.